Hello and happy Thursday. It is AJ Wuest on your side with another Before the Four, where I take you through 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 p.m. newscast, which of course our 4 p.m. show is a webcast today. So wherever you're watching this right now, due to NBC's Summer Olympics coverage, after the 4 o'clock, our 5, 6, and 10 o'clock shows will be back on TV as usual. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching and spending just a little bit of your Thursday afternoon with me here on Before the Four. Now, with all of that said, I think it is now time we jump into today's top stories. And of course, starting things off in the Shoals, that's where 48's Aria Pons is today. Aria today will be following up on Travis Fallows' criminal past. Now, if you're not familiar with Fallows, this is a story that broke just before our Before the Four yesterday, when he was indicted by a grand jury for a shooting that happened back in 2015. Now, the 35-year-old who you see on screen right now is currently held at the Colbert County Jail pending the resolution of this case. The indictment charges Fallows with 1 count of capital murder for the deaths of two or more people and 3 individual counts of capital murder for the death of Gary Baskins, Kayla Glover, and Kayla Glover's unborn child. If Fallows is convicted, he will face the death penalty. And Aria has been working today to learn more about this case. Today she spoke with Lauderdale County DA Chris Connolly, so make sure you all stick around for any updates she might have on this indictment. And then moving over to the other side of the state, earlier today in DeKalb County, 48 Savannah Sapp attended the Anaya's Law hearing for former Reserve Deputy Joshua Wells, who you see on screen right now. Joshua Wells was charged with sodomy. Now, according to court documents, he forced a 15-year-old boy into sexual relations sometime in July of 2023. But make sure you stick around for our evening newscast to hear what went on during today's hearing from 48 Savannah Sapp and updates she will most definitely have coming up at 4. Now in Decatur, 48's Daquan Lee spoke with a local attorney who helps break down the Perkins civil lawsuit against the city of Decatur, 4 police officers and 2 tow truck drivers. This, of course, coming after the shooting death of Steve Perkins back in September. On Tuesday, a judge granted the dismissal of 3 of the officers involved, as well as the city of Decatur. But make sure you stick around to hear what comes next after that decision from Daquan coming up. Well, that would you look at that? It is Thursday, which means it is time for another Crime Stoppers. Let's see who 48's Gina Benitez and Huntsville Police need your help stopping this week.
This week, Huntsville police are searching for a pair they say vandalized an SUV and then took off.
Now, this whole thing was caught on camera. You can see a red Chevy Cruze pulling into the Kohler parking lot on Cochran Road. Shortly after, someone in a hoodie gets out and starts spray painting the car. He sprays one side, makes his way to the front of the SUV and writes "bum" on the hood, and then also vandalizes the other side. This vandal then runs back to the getaway car, and he and the driver take off. If you know them, you know what to do. Police say Stephen Ladon is charged with failing to register as a sex offender with local law enforcement. Alverna Burris is accused of possessing a controlled substance. Authorities say she had cocaine on her. Investigators want to bring in Tavares Battle for possession of oxycodone and hydrocodone, and Kawandia Cartwright is wanted for possession of meth. It's easy turn up to $1,000 if you know where any of the people we just showed you are. Call 256-53-CRIME. You can also text or email your tips. For more information, visit the Crime Stoppers link on our website, WAFF.com.
Well, thank you, Gina. Now a story in case you missed it. A brand new Workforce and Career Institute is all set to open later this month at Snead State Community College. The new facility will offer courses for welding, HVAC systems, and machine technology. 48 Savannah Sapp with the details.
A new year of new opportunities. That's what all students at Snead State Community College can expect from the brand new Workforce and Career Institute located off of Highway 431 between Albertville and Gunnersville.
We knew that there was a tremendous need in our area for career and technical training, and that's something that Snead State wanted to expand upon.
President Joe Whitmore says administration conducted research and identified the need for 4 new programs to boost industries. In turn, the facility will offer courses and training in welding, heating and cooling, industrial systems, machine tool technology, and perhaps a few more down the road.
We have plenty of room here for growth, so we're looking at adding some manufacturing courses, some drafting and design, probably starting in 25.
Whitmore says this addition will not just serve Snead State and dual enrollment students. Night classes will also be offered to adult students who may be juggling full-time jobs along with their education.
Even on weekends possibly. We don't have any weekend classes scheduled now, but we're looking at the possibility of doing some of that in the future, just so these students that are working and need to have an opportunity to come, that we'll be able to deliver that for them.
He says this new facility is a $35 million investment worth every penny, as he believes the programs will draw more industries and create a stronger workforce in the county.
Super exciting. Thank you, Savannah. Now in a little space news before we get to politics. NASA is now saying its Boeing Starliner astronauts may not fly home until 2025. That's next year. Potentially an arrival capsule, though. NBC's Tom Costello reports.
We are having a great time here on ISS.
Floating some 250 miles above the Earth, astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams thought their trip to the space station and back would last about 10 days. That was 2 months ago. Now, NASA mission managers say they could stay there for another 6 months, leaving their Starliner spaceship and returning home in an Elon Musk SpaceX Dragon capsule on a future Crew 9 mission.
And then we could return 4 crew members in the February 2025 timeframe, and Butch and Sonny would remain on station and return home with them on Crew 9.
And liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V.
Boeing's troubled Starliner launched on a test flight in early June, but it's remained docked at the space station. NASA and Boeing engineers remain divided over whether it's safe to bring Wilmore and Williams back on Starliner. They're concerned helium leaks and engine thruster problems could pose serious risks. Starliner needs those thrusters to safely return home.
Let's go forward into Starliner.
Last month, Williams and Wilmore insisted their ship is safe.
Are you confident in the performance of the ship for future missions as well?
Well, that's a fair question. I can tell you that, that mantra you've heard, failure is not an option. That's why we are staying here now.
NASA is now weighing whether to bring Starliner home autonomously without a crew. It's now delayed the SpaceX Crew 9 liftoff to late September, returning next year, and may launch with only 2 astronauts rather than 4. Wilmore and Williams would remain on station well past Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, then return with Crew 9 in February. In a statement, Boeing says we still believe in Starliner's capability and its flight rationale. If NASA decides to change the mission, we will take the actions necessary to configure Starliner for an uncrewed return.
Wow. Well, it seems like for the most part, the astronauts are taking it pretty fine. Me, on the other hand, I would be freaking out. But I guess that's why they're up there and I'm not, of course. But thank you, Tom. Now a story that broke just earlier today. Presidential candidates Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have agreed to participate in a presidential debate on September 10th. But what has been going on in national politics over the past couple of days? NBC's Hallie Jackson has got you covered.
A battleground blitz for the new Democratic ticket. Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz greeted by a large crowd in Detroit in the swing state of Michigan.
We are joyful warriors.
At one point, Harris pausing to respond to a handful of pro-Palestinian protesters.
Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
The focus now, Rust Belt battlegrounds like Wisconsin, where earlier supporters broke into chants of "Thank you, Joe." The cheers for President Biden coming as he sits down for his first interview since dropping out of the race. Asked by CBS News if he's confident there will be a peaceful transfer of power in January.
I mean, if Trump loses, I'm not confident at all. He means what he says. We don't take him seriously. He means it.
On the Republican side, J.D. Vance looking to counter his competitors with campaign stops in the same states, even on the same tarmac at one point, walking toward Air Force Two.
I just wanted to check out my future plane.
Vance attacking Walz, who served 24 years in the National Guard before retiring in 2005, with Vance accusing him of abandoning his Guard unit before they were deployed to Iraq.
It's shameful to prepare your unit to go to Iraq and then to drop out right before you actually have to go.
Walz filed paperwork for his congressional run in February 2005, about a month before reports of a deployment. Harris-Walz campaign officials not clarifying the timing, but framing his decision to pursue politics as a new way to help service members and veterans. The campaign calling him a tireless advocate for our men and women in uniform. Former President Trump now hinting he'll face off with Harris soon.
We'll be debating her, I guess, in the pretty near future.
While insisting he's thrilled she selected Walz as her running mate.
He's a very liberal man, and he's a shocking pick.
Well, thank you. Now in sports, the Huntsville City Football Club held a press conference earlier today at Joe Davis Stadium, introducing Chris O'Neill as its next head coach. You can find that full press conference on our Facebook and YouTube, which live streamed today at 2. And of course, staying in sports, let me pull up this for you all. That is the photo of course, Chris O'Neill at the press conference earlier today. But this right here is Christian Moore. And if you were at the Rocket City Trash Pandas game last night, you might have seen him. He hit a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th, won the game, but he is the newly acquired Trash Pandas infielder and UT baseball alum. He's already making some noise here in the Rocket City, obviously, but Moore was drafted 8th overall by the Los Angeles Angels during this year's MLB first-year player draft. We spoke with Christian yesterday before he hit that walk-off, and let's take a listen to what number 7 had to say about the Rocket City.
No, the field's beautiful, man. I've seen a lot of pictures and stuff on social media about kind of the Trash Pandas and the hype that it is and kind of the fan base that it has, and it kind of reminds me, obviously, where I came from. So obviously it's fun. Huntsville, I've never really been here before. It's my first time, but I got a pretty nice apartment, so I'm loving it. So it's been fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he definitely is loving it, especially after last night. If you want to see this guy in action, you better go quickly because, I don't know, I have a feeling this man might get called up to the Angels pretty soon. But now in some state news, I saw this story earlier today out of Dothan from WTVY, and I just had to share it with you all. And as we near close to football season here in the state of Alabama, one Dothan High School athlete is ready to take on his senior year. After being teased for his weight at a young age, he found that his hard work has truly paid off, overcoming the naysayers and the adversity. WTVY has the story.
Dothan High's Zachary Walker has been a student athlete as long as he can remember.
I think I started playing football around 2nd or 3rd grade.
Always balancing the classroom and the field. When he was younger, he had to balance his weight too.
My grandma, she used to have this nickname for me, Chunka.
Big or small, his family loved him unconditionally. But his classmates weren't so welcoming of his size.
You have those friends that you think they're your friend. And they just like, look at you, your shirt look tight, your pants look tight, you need some bigger pants.
A tough time for a kid so young, he experienced how words can hurt.
Hey, let's go defense. We're down here.
But his mom had his back through it all.
I just talked to my mom a whole lot. I love my mom to death. I'm a mama's boy.
When he was younger, there was no one that could keep him. He was only happy if he was with his mama.
A bond that influenced him to overcome bullying and make the decision to hit the gym and lose weight.
I'm actually happy that he's changed because he's a happier child. It made him better as a player and a person.
Zach plays football. And he does wrestling.
Yep.
And while it can be difficult, he still maintains a 3.4 GPA. He can do anything as long as he believes in himself.
You're not guaranteed to get the best teacher, best grades, anything. They may not like you. Just try my best. That's all you really can do.
His hard work and dedication was contagious. His teammates took note.
Zach can do it. I know I can do it.
And so did his coaches.
Every day you see him, he has a smile on his face. He's just a joy to be around.
This special senior is ready to leave a legacy that carries on. In Dothan, Jamel Johnson, your hometown news leader.
Go Wolves. We're going to have a great season. We're going to have a great season.
Thank you, Jamel. Now, let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss in our evening newscast. Local firefighters helping victims of Hurricane Debbie, now moving its way up to North Carolina. Stick around for 48's Callie Neese for that story you're just not going to want to miss. A new Hard Rock Hotel coming to the Shoals moving forward. It is in its development stage right now, but that's another story you're just not going to want to miss. And of course, UAH, along with Madison County Schools, coming together today for a lesson on military-grade drones. These are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss in our evening newscast. Now, what time is it? What time? That's right, it is time for Facebook Fun. And you know what? I think it is time we pull it up. So we're not starting with a question today because it is a holiday, of course. It is International Cat Day. We do have a question today. We will get to that. But I saw this and I saw all the lovely cats that you all sent. There was about at least 500 cats, about 500 comments. And I wish I could pick every single one that I saw because they were all so adorable. But happy International Cat Day. Let's see y'all's cats. Barbara, she said she has 19 cats. She is the crazy cat lady, and this is Fiona, and Fiona is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love her. I love her so much. Barbara, thank you so much for commenting. This is Indy. That is when after work, I sit down on my couch. That is how I'm looking. But Indy, that is adorable. She's Facebook famous in her hometown, and she is now Facebook famous here on Facebook Fun. Jordan, that is so precious. Thank you for sending. Let's see. This is Sassy Girl. Bobby commented that. That is Bobby's cat, and she definitely looks sassy. It's so cute. Happy International Cat Day. And Kayla, this is Rocky and Smudge. Oh my goodness, they are so cute. And like I said, I wish this entire Before the Four could just be cat pictures for International Cat Day because you all made it really hard to choose some of my favorite cat pictures because I love them all. And that is going to be making my day. Like anytime I'm having a bad day, I am going to save this Facebook question and I'm going to go back and just look at y'all's cats. And that's just going to make my day so much better. But Kayla, thank you so much for commenting. And let's see our question. So our question was sound off. Which do you prefer, getting the perfect gift or giving the perfect gift? I got to go with giving the perfect gift. I always think you just get a special feeling when you give someone a gift and it genuinely makes them super happy and you see them smile. So I am going to say giving the perfect gift. But let's see what you all had to say. Let's see. Joshua Pack said it is better to give than to receive. And I agree with that, Joshua. That's awesome. Yeah, that sums it up. It's better to give or it's better to give than receive. That's right. Joshua, thank you for commenting. Megan said, getting the perfect gift. Interesting. Let's see why. Because then it's a gift for the person who gave it to me, getting to see me smile. That is a very interesting take. Absolutely. Megan, thank you so much for commenting. And let's see. Chase Ryan said, why not both? You know, why not? Why not both? Chase, thank you so much for commenting. But that just about does it for Before the Four. I want to thank you all for sticking around with me and spending a little bit of your Thursday afternoon with me. I hope you all enjoy tonight's newscast. And if you're just now coming in, the 4 o'clock show will be wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. So whether that is Facebook, whether it's YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream page, don't go anywhere, because just a few minutes after Before the Four ends today, that is when we'll start up the 4 p.m. newscast. And our 5, 6, and 10 o'clock shows, of course, will be on TV as normal. But don't forget, if you haven't done so already, make sure you download the 48 digital app, the 48 Sports Zone app, and of course the 48 First Alert weather app. Turn on those push notifications and never miss a breaking story. But with that said, that is just about it for today. But of course, you already know the drill. I want to thank you for watching. You all have a great night.